here. What's up, guys? It's your girl Books with Bonnie, and I am back with another video. Welcome to 2021. I don't know why I paused. Welcome to 2021. I am so happy to have a fresh start. I'm really optimistic about 2021, and it shows in my reading goals as well. So this video is actually going to be about my January reads. Two things. One, they're not very long. I don't have a lot of books on my TBR this month because I have a lot of changes that I'm making in my life in other areas. So don't be alarmed. The second thing is I'm really wanting to be consistent. Last year was definitely nothing anyone could plan with everything going on in the Black community, police brutality, elections, COVID. Like, it was so much going on that mentally I just cannot be consistent as far as creating content. But I'm hoping that with this new year, I have a new inspiration and new aspirations to really create content and really be genuine to me and what I like. I noticed a lot since starting BookTube and starting my Bookstagram, my influence of stories have definitely changed. And it makes me want to read more of the things I already have instead of diving into consumerism and buying every book that I see. Don't get me wrong, I still want to buy every book that I see. But because I am focusing on my financial stability, my pockets, my coins, my dollars, you'll be seeing a lot of books that I have not yet to get. My goal this year is to read a lot more from my TBR. Even towards the last few months of 2020, I found myself not purchasing a lot of books, and I found myself reading the books that I already had. Now, I do still have things like Book of the Month, which will be if I really want a new book, but I'm really trying my best not to purchase a ton of books next year. I want to read the books that I have because, as you can see, I have plenty. So I want to make sure that I'm really diving into what I like, what I'm interested in, and not allowing BookTube and Instagram influence my purchase. Yo, I purchased so many books in such a little time. I can't even fathom the amount of money that's standing behind me. And it's not a bad thing. I love this community. I love the experience that it created, but I gotta be responsible, yo. Mama got bills. The bills don't play. So with that being said, there's a very long intro, but I'm gonna go ahead and get into it, and let's talk about my TBR. First one of 2021. Okay. So, I watched the show Lovecraft Country, and I had an incredible experience. So, it inspired me to get the book. So, the first read I'll be doing is Lovecraft Country by Matt Ruff. And I'm really excited for it. I know it's a little bit different from the actual series, but I enjoyed the series so much. At this point, anything Matt writes, I'm gonna read it. I know that the characters are a little bit different. I know the storylines a little bit, not a little bit, but probably a lot of it has changed as far as the series and the book. But I'm really excited to read it and compare it. It's kind of how I felt about, it's kind of like the Harry Potter series for me. And I know Harry Potter's still a very sensitive topic for a lot of people. It's a sensitive topic for me too, but I personally have already purchased Harry Potter and my books and everything that I have. So I'm going to no longer purchase anything else to support her. We don't say her name here, okay? But I will keep the things that I have. I'm not going to get rid of it. A part of me really wants to, which breaks my heart, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. But I personally, we don't say her name here, and I will not be letting you guys know anything related to Harry Potter or any of her other works that I have. So that's my stance on it. You can agree to disagree or agree. It's fine. Just don't come for me because I will return. What really sparks me is how much of this storyline I'm connected to. I lived in Chicago most of my childhood. Love the Green Book. The background of safe travels for African Americans during a time of slavery, Civil War, and all that. Like, it's so much that I'm obsessed with separately, like individually, and then this book kind of just puts everything together, or the story puts everything together, and I'm really, really excited for this. So the next read for this month is going to be Renegades by Marissa Myers. I bought this book a very long time ago. I feel like I have the whole series. This is just the one that I didn't get in hardback like an idiot. I hate when my books are mismatched, like softbacks and hardbacks. Like, I'm obsessive, sorry. But yes, I personally don't know anything about this story. I've had the books for a while. I feel like it was gifted to me, and that's why I don't know much about it. But I'm super stoked. I really want to get into it. I know there's mixed reviews on them, and I try my best not to go into the reviews, but people just like to volunteer information for some reason. Like, bro, I understand you don't like something, but that don't mean I have to dislike it. Like, pass. So, don't get me started. Moving on. But I'm really excited for the story. I don't know too much. I haven't even read like the synopsis or anything. Like, I want to go into it blind and see how much I enjoy it. It's a thickie though, so we'll see. We'll see how it goes. The next book that I'll be reading this month is The Coldest Winter Ever by Sister Souljah. Do it, girl. I need a Souljah in my Beyonce voice. I've never read the story. I've had this book for years. I mean years, like years, and I've yet to read it. Personally, I've heard very, very strong opinions about this book, and I think that's what turned me off from reading it. When people are like OCD or obsessive compulsive about something, it tends to make me like, okay, respectfully, I'm not interested. But I'm trying to overcome that, so I am going to read it. Not to mention, I'm not breathing. Not to mention, there is a second book to the story. Knowing that this is such an older read, I'm preparing for references for me to not really necessarily understand. But yeah, I've heard some good stuff. I heard some bad stuff, and I'm gonna read this one before I consider reading the second one. So, Sister Souljah, do your thing, boo, do your thing. But I have 2 more books, and they are going to be technically buddy reads. So the first buddy read that I'll be reading this month, I've heard such incredible, crazy information about this book. So I am like, let's go, sis. Okay, so the book that I'll be reading, buddy reading this month, is going to be Black Sun by Rebecca. This is the most beautiful cover I've ever seen. Look at that. Can you just look? Look. You looking? This is beautiful. Also, I think I got some smudges on it from me. I don't know. Maybe I bought it that way. I don't know. So don't know much about this. My book bestie was like, we should read this. And I was like, hell yeah, let's read this book. Everybody talking about. I try my best to ignore reviews when it comes to a popular book, because sometimes the popularity, the hype don't match. I'm sorry, but it don't. So I am gonna be reading that this month as well. It's a really beautiful book. Like, I don't know why, but I'm also obsessed with like maps in books. That always seems to get me. And look at this one. Cute, right? Cute. So yeah, I'll be reading that, if I can put the cover back on it. And then last but not least, I'll be finishing up our book club. I guess we've been reading Darian Lee's series of books. So this is the last book of the series, and it is called When Hell Freezes Over. You can tell it's an oldie. I mean, look at the book itself. And I believe this one is actually about, I forget his name, Keaton? I think it's about Keaton and him meeting this woman and falling in love and whatnot, with all the drama behind it and secrets and all that. So yeah. That is all the books I'll be reading this month. We'll see if I get through them all. If I don't, I'll let you guys know in a wrap up or something. But super excited to jump into some reading. Now that the year's kind of winding down, me and my fiance are just all about planning and scheduling things and just staying committed to our goals this year. So plenty of time for me to read, because I ain't gonna have no money to do nothing else. What are you reading this month? Do you have a TBR? What's on your TBR? What books didn't you finish last year? Because I totally have books I started that I did not finish. and I don't know when and where I'm going to finish a mess, but comment down below. Make sure you like, subscribe, do the thing, you know, do your thing. It's your girl, Books with Bonnie, and I am out.